Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I've been wanting to do a reading for a few days, but I haven't had the time. I actually do have another channel, and I've channeled a couple things for that one. But for us, I want to start from scratch. Thank you, Spirit. I pre-shuffled just about every card deck I have. Just in case, and I'll shuffle a little more. I hope everyone's having a great Saturday. I'm so excited to have a 3-day weekend. So I gotta just chill today. I was gonna do some stuff, but I ended up just not doing much of anything, but that's alright. I wanted to start with my little chakra cards here. Let's see which one of your chakras needs some attention. Sacral it is. Oh man, you hear that? So a lot of stuff that's been coming through, whether for this collective or my other channel, it definitely is a lot of transition and change and, you know, making tough decisions for, like, your, like, best interest, you know? I definitely totally identify with that. But I feel like it's like everywhere. There's change coming up everywhere. Like every reading I see, everything that comes up for me. So I think it's just across the board. And I think it looks a little different for everybody, so let's see what you need to know today, my beautiful collective. I accidentally got really good lighting the other day, and I don't know what I did. Tried to recreate it, and I'm like, well, I'm not spending any more time with this. It works or it doesn't. I feel like I'm gonna fucking burn myself. That's fine. I just feel like the rainbow part wasn't so high. Okay, Spirit. Welcome. Welcome, one and all. So long as you have good intentions for me and my collective. Spirit, guides, guardian angels, divine, please tell me what my collective needs to know. So your sacral chakra, confidence, passion, creativity, what does it say? Creativity, pleasure, joy. I share my gifts with the world with both ease and grace. I have the power to create change. So it's basically what makes you, right? So we have 7 of Fire, Queen of Fire, and 7 of Earth. I like this 7 of Fire card. I wish it was in the light more. I love unicorns though. I have this little one. I used to have so many. I had so many unicorns. I had unicorn everything. I almost like forget sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah. It's a Virgo. I have a ton of Virgo on my chart, but this was for my friend. Well, like, not in honor because he's not dead. But my cute little Virgo. My little psycho. He's one I don't really bring up much when I talk about like exes and stuff like that. I brought up my oldest father, my first boyfriend, first love. I've brought up my ex of, 18 years-ish. And I've brought up the person who I believe to be my twin flame, who has taught me lessons and brought me to where I am. Not necessarily to be with them, but, that connection. This one. I don't know. This one's very, could go either way. For all intents and purposes, I probably should never talk to this person again. And right now, there are heavy boundaries. I won't see them and I don't talk to them on a regular basis. I check in every once in a while. Because there's still this, I don't know, string of some sort. So, we'll see. Something. I don't know what. But I definitely have a little soft spot. I can see his heart. I think that's why. Even if he can't. But enough about me. So 7 of Fire, Queen of Fire, 7 of Earth. It seems like, yeah, you are a queen, you know, queen of action. So you're taking action towards a man or woman, you know, moving forward, possibly. It seems like it. But you're putting up your boundaries, and you are trying to nurture something that you're trying to grow. I feel like that's like your focus. 7. Oh my God. 777. Note that. 7 of Air. So 7 of Air is it can be like deception, but it can also be strategy. Keeping things to yourself while you do this. Because where everything is still growing, I think that's what you need to know. While everything is still growing, you're still planting your seeds, you're still taking care of your garden, you know, you don't know where it's gonna sprout up in the spring. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. So you don't have to waste energy defending yourself or explaining yourself or whatever. Just don't say anything until it's done. That's what I'm getting from that. The universe is like, yeah, I see you working on this. Just keep your mouth shut, please. You know they're not talking to me because don't let me fool you. I can keep my mouth shut when I need to. Imagine what I don't say. I used to have a boss who was like, you shouldn't, what did she say? You shouldn't talk to people about like such personal things or something like that, or don't encourage, I forget what the conversation was about. I was identifying with the people. I have a lot of weird, different experiences and views and thoughts and knowledge about crazy random things. My life has been very multifaceted in very strange ways. So I can talk to people. I was like, if you don't listen to what I say, I don't say anything. I just agree. You know, when you're just having small talk with somebody, I don't know. She wasn't empathetic though either, at all. No empathy. Could not read a room. I'm like, did you realize that you were making her cry? She's like, don't tell me what to do. I'm like, I'm going to absolutely say something if you're making somebody cry. That I'm going to do. That was fun. My life has been a lot like that. A lot of very opposite people of me. Like, and I'm like, how does it... It's like people who don't hear anything when they think. My daughter and I were talking about this the other day, and I saw a couple of videos about it, and I'm like, how do you not think? I'm like, how do you not narrate? Or like when you're reading. Two of water. Coming together of two like-minded people, I think is kind of like saying, you know, kind of wait and see who once, I guess we'll find out, you know, news of whatever it is that you're like planning or working on, it starts getting out there. Who says what and acts in what way, you know? 777. It's crazy. I don't know if I want to do, maybe I'll do a Celtic cross. When in doubt. I don't know, I kind of want to freestyle it though too. I'm just going to see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so that's what you need to know. Keep your mouth shut while you're working on this. Alright, let's see, how is this affecting collective? There's two kind of defensive cards. The sevens are kind of weird, right? They're kind of like uncertainty, all of them, in some way. How is this affecting collective's day-to-day life? What is this? How is this affecting collective? The Hierophant. Four of Wands. Temperance. Queen of Fire and Temperance. 7 Fire. Death. See, this is all, I feel like, more change and self-betterment, you know, self-fulfillment. You know, you're Queen of Fire, ready to defend your throne, while you put work into building your life, you know, no matter what it takes. I wouldn't say that this is win at all costs, because that would be a 5, but this is, again, you're like strategy. Keeping things to yourself. Maybe one other person. Knows what this is. How it's affecting you is, you know, well, I feel like you have gained wisdom, so I don't know if you're being looked at as the guide in this situation to whoever is in the story with you. Or you could be seeking out knowledge. To make sure you know what you're doing, because again, if you're doing it all yourself, you're gonna have to figure out how to do whatever it is you're doing. So you have to be seeking knowledge somewhere. And I think inevitably, whatever it is that you're working on is going to create a stable, you know, balanced, peaceful home in a new beginning for you. Because it looks like that's what you're working towards. Like you're in like limbo. 777, you know, right? I don't know why that made me think of limbo. But you're like getting there. You're working towards it. Again, figuring out your strategy, putting up your boundaries, planting your seeds. Ace of Cups. A new emotional opportunity is being presented to you. You know, and that doesn't have to be partner or significant other. That can just be it can be your emotional fulfillment of yourself, because you've done all this and you're building your own peace. Aside from the Queen of Fire and Temperance, which I feel is mirroring, or, you know, confirming only the Hierophant, really, Death. Well, like a few major arcana, so that's interesting. the underlying source of this is the new love, new feeling of love, new gift of love. I think it's self-love. We'll see. I don't use this deck that much. It's pretty. I like the other gold deck just a little bit more. This is different too. My other gold deck is like surprisingly like detailed. I'm impressed, and it's heavy. This one's pretty heavy too, but that one's like substantial. I'm so mad. When I got this mic, I paid extra for like the fuzzy thing to go over the other fuzzy thing. And I lost it day one. I don't know where it is. It's in a little Ziploc bag in my house someplace. This was months ago. I feel like I need to get another one. I just saw it and got mad. Not mad, just like, oh, I wish I had that. When I get tired, I can get slurry. And I have like a jawbone issue, which can make me also slurry when I'm tired. But I had a stroke when I was 23. So that's really one of the only things that still kind of happens. And I catch my foot, my left foot, when I'm tired. I was paralyzed on the left side, like completely. I've talked about it before, so I'm not gonna like tell the whole story, but I'm fine, obviously. But it was something. So, if you hear me get a little slurry, or if I try to talk too fast, it will happen. So I'm aware. I can't do anything about it. I'm gonna do my best. All right. Tell me what collective doesn't see coming. What do they not see coming with the situation? We need to know that you're in the process of working towards some goal. You know, and inevitably it looks like it's going to bring you peace if you're able to, you know, stay going towards the goal. What do they not see coming concerning this issue? Oh, there it is. It's like, where'd it go? It was literally on the side. Alright. Four of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. These are ridiculous. Can we please not do this? Kidding me? Oh, last time Temperance came out, but it wasn't face up. Now it is. I'll take it. Jeez, some crow. Jeepers. Jeez and Crow, what the hell? Alright, so this is Temperance and Queen of Swords, the other way around, really. Every queen's out here now. No, not the Queen of Cups. I think what you don't see coming is while you're working on your goals and really focused on that, you know, you're becoming this leader. And you're getting to this, say, like checkpoint in your life. Or not in your life, on this part. That you're gonna, like, stop and look around for a second and be like, oh my god, what the heck? And as you've been just living life, you realize that you've built your foundation. And you are, like, taking care of yourself. And you're capable, independent, and, all the things. I think, this is making me think of something I'm bringing up in a different reading, where vulnerability equals strength, but you also you have to be so strong to be vulnerable. And I think realizing you are independent, and it's kind of like, well, okay, I did all this, I got past all of these checkpoints, and it might be a little overwhelming, like, whoa, once you realize that what it takes is balance. It really is balance. It's between the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, because the next card's the Queen of Swords and Temperance. So in order to get to Temperance, which came out, which is clearly one of your goals, you have to find the balance. You have to become balanced to find the balance. Does that make sense? You're not going to find peace and serenity and balance in your life and in your surroundings and in your environment if you don't have it first. You have to be what you want to attract, right? Trust me. If you are calm, and you are calm and assertive, if you are setting boundaries peacefully, right? You're finding a way to do what's best for you in a peaceful way. That's balance. That's being balanced. So because you're balanced, you're able to control the waters around you. Like, no, you're not going to come in and upset my flow. So thank you, no thank you, you can say there. That's a boundary. I don't want I don't want you to step over this line. It's interesting when you start to do that. People's reactions, if anything. Not everyone's gonna be, I'm not like, oh, you should see how everyone reacts. No, some people aren't gonna do anything. Or some people will be like, nice. Good job. Keep growing. Some people are gonna act like nothing. And that's fine. You just continue to heal and grow and find your balance, that's all. I think that's what you don't see coming, is that you kind of figure it out. And you realize it happens just by you living your life in a genuine way. From the second I get up in the morning, I do what I want to do. And it's very peaceful. So it is interesting when you realize it was just you're the answer. Living life the way you want to is the answer. Not people pleasing, not putting other people first all the time. Yes, care about people. Put people first. Be thoughtful. Be caring. Be loving. Be kind. Just be all those things to yourself too. First. That's key. I think maybe that realization is what you don't see coming. Like, whoa, And the sacral chakra, you know, if that's something you need to work on or something that's being highlighted, that would make sense, because if you're like lacking in that area, you wouldn't necessarily notice the little milestones and accomplishments, you know, because you're like, I don't know why anything's happened. I did like 3 sit-ups. I don't have abs yet. Well, it takes a little work. King of Cups. So all the bottoms of the decks are like, here's 2 of Cups. And then, well, here's a little Ace of Cups. So, as one of those 2, given the Ace. And then, the King of Cups. Is it the King of Cups? Let's look for outside influences. I'm going to do this weird deck I never use. Mixed up. Oh no, so I think it's just the first few. The trouble with buying decks on Amazon is sometimes they, again, I've said this is one of those that kind of tricked me. They look good. Like Forever 21 shirts. Like that joke. And then you get them home and you're like, what did I buy? What did I get? These aren't as bad. They're very, like, mythical. They're pretty, though. My God, it's like nice AI generated cards. Like, yeah, probably. See, they're pretty, right? And then I got this deck. That's what's that movie? Hard Candy. Oh, this is so like it's so emo. They all listen to MCR for sure. But they looked pretty. The cards that they showed on the little preview, I was like, oh, those are cute. Because, you know, I'm of that era that I would have loved these when I was a kid. These are so, like, evanescence, right? Anyway, I'm getting off track. I'm not using those. I'm using these. And these have small. The writing is small. I'm pretty sure I recognize the font from, like, my Galaxy. Which is really funny. Alright, Spirit. Please tell me about some outside influences. Temperance, I feel like, can be very, isolating for some reason, sometimes. Like when you're trying to walk that path. It can be like you're isolating yourself. I'm not necessarily getting that right now, but it did pop into my head. You could be, joining a cult. Or like really dedicating yourself to religion somehow. Maybe, you know, whoever this is for, it's, definitely like going someplace and learning with an elder. Like when Naruto went with the frogs. You know, I still feel like this part here, like the what you don't see coming is the realization of like what you've made your life just by following your own path, like to be your own drummer, you know? And if it's affecting you this way, this is a very holy, for lack of a better explanation, with the Hierophant, the Four of Wands, the Temperance, that's like being in a holy temple. I feel like this is like a holy place. Or a psych ward. some of you now that you're stable and steady, you want to get married. You want that sanctity of marriage, and that's kind of popping with the bottom of the decks too. Maybe you have this, I don't know, like pure life, but maybe it's just by like happenstance, because you work and you have these goals and you're focused and you know, but it's all good things. Like when left to natural wants and goals and movements, and it's all you're finding you're in alignment. Maybe this is the first time you've been kind of like away from other people, like with no other influence, following your own thoughts and rules. Maybe you just moved out of your parents' house and you're like, oh, I'm not really like my parents. Maybe. I'm getting like, a couple different scenarios, so I just throw out what I think of, because it could be, and it's obviously different for everybody. Let's see. What's some outside influences? Page of Cups, intuition. I feel like you are embarking on a path of a calling of some sort. Yeah, I think when you realize how far you've come and what you've done, maybe you're like, I need to help other people. Queen of Swords, you want to share your wisdom, direct and to the point. Now that you have attained the temperance status, you might have had something like, what they would say was like an awakening, or enlightenment, or ascension, or something. And you might have realized things are different. And so, let's see. Outside influences. The Page of Cups. Yeah, again, I think it's like that, that little intuition, that little spark of, hey, that kind of like gets your heart pumping, like, I really like this feeling. I want to make other people feel like this. Probably the King of Cups. Money is good. King of Cups again. The Page of Cups can also be a love offer. So again, you could be getting a love offer from this King of Cups. Also, like I said, just emotional, new beginning opportunity from the Ace of Cups, right? So this King of Cups, rather than being like a romantic love offer coming in, it could be an invitation to the group, church, whatever. It's very gaudy around here right now. A lot of temperance, the Hierophants. Seven, 7 to heaven. Can I have one or two more, please, Spirit, about outside influences? Hangman. And the King of Wands. So we had all queens, pretty much. And then all kings for the outside influence. We're all male energy. You could have this King of Cups who's like offering you this, and then you have whoever the King of Cups offering you this love offer, invitation into the group, whatever it is, and then you have whoever the King of Wands is representing, kind of saying, why don't you wait a second and look at this in a different perspective. Or it's two different, like, companies trying to get you at the same time. Ace of Pentacles. So the outside influence is you have an offer. Possibly two. I still don't know if it's for actual love. Again, it's very like I feel like you're trying to confuse you. I feel like this is like this is back to like you're in love with two people, but it's two people that are in love with you. It's clearly like King of Cups made a move. King of Wands is like, hold on. So is it because he wants to be with you, or he wants you to be like either your friend or your dad or your whatever? And I feel like where they are showing the Page of Cups and the King of Cups, I feel like because the King of Cups can be weird emotionally, you know. I feel like it's like saying like he sent the Page of Cups like a feeler, you know. He didn't come to you directly, whereas the King of Wands is like, whew, no. You hold on a second and think about this. Yeah. Like the King of Cups is like, look at it. Collective. Building a little foundation there, being all assertive. And balanced and calm and cool, calm, and collected all of a sudden. Let's see what she's up to. And King Wan's like, why don't we not do that? Why do you not answer that text? And he pulls the trap and hangs you up by your feet until you stop it. Because that's what a good friend would do. Very independent, though. So, I don't know what this is all about. But any relationship or situation that you would be in, it's definitely because you want to. And not because you need to. That's what I'm getting. What is the best course of action? What is the guidance? I'll use this other deck I don't usually use. This is the Phantom deck, that's what it's called. It's alright, it's one of the less cartoony of the cartoony decks. I don't like cartoony decks. I have an anime deck that I love because my friend gave it to me. And I love anime, but I won't use it on camera. And I don't know it that well yet. There's a couple I don't know that well that I don't use. Not for readings. I don't want to have to look up books and stuff. Sometimes, if I'm really like called to, I will use this one deck. Right. What is some guidance? What is the best course of action for this? Someone will have to tell me what's going on because I still don't know like what is the what's the issue. We're just kind of talking about your life. Like, alright, so you're like doing stuff and it's like turning you into this badass. Causing you to have experience and become knowledgeable and perhaps have a calling. To walk a higher path. I haven't used this deck in a while. They kind of stick to each other. I feel like they already faded. I don't really use them that much. Can you please not do that? I'm looking for guidance. Nine of Wands. Don't give up on your dreams. Seven of Cups. Be careful with any offers. Nine of Pentacles. Remember that you're independent. Yeah, and keep working. Now you're getting to the 8. We have the Seven of Cups. That was the last cup we needed. We have the Nine of Wands and Nine of Pentacles, so you are progressing. And it's saying, Four of Wands. You know, even though it's hard, keep going. Don't lose like your resilience. Now, be very diligent about any offers that come in. Do your homework, and make a decision, but don't take forever, because the longer you take, the more confused you'll be about things. Look at it, figure out the truth behind it, make your decision. Remember, no matter what, you're independent, so you don't have to do anything you don't want to. Just keep on working towards your goals. You're already, planted the seeds, watching them grow. Now you're working at reaping what you've sown, right? You're working with the benefits of that, keep your goal in sight. That 4 of Wands, that checkpoint. As long as you keep pushing forward and don't let anybody confuse you with any offers. That's your guidance. And the Empress at the bottom. You've gotten all the Queens. So now it's time to act like an Empress. Use your discernment, your experience, your work ethic, your determination, and just your guidance is to keep on your path. Just keep doing, like you just realized, everything you've done so far has been because you've listened to yourself. You've been listening to your inner guidance, and you should continue to do so. And what is possible outcome? And message from future self. Possible future outcome, the High Priestess and the Devil. The message from future self, Page of Wands and 6 of Swords. So, I think the possible outcome is, as you navigate this, again, you're elevating, you're ascending, you're moving forward, you're moving up, you're elevated into the Empress, and now the Hierophant's coming up. The High Priestess, sorry. The Hierophant already came up. You're already walking down that path. So I think this is confirmation that whatever calling you had, you're following it. And, that's your calling, is to help people fight their demons. You've learned to recognize them. You've learned to observe and know the signs and know what people need to heal. And message from your future self is, sail away to the calmer waters and get started with that new passion. I think whoever says, you do have a calling to do like legit self-help, motivational speaking, religion, whether it's, you know, even like a shamanic calling, whatever this is, witchcraft, this is you, whatever your higher calling is calling you now, and you're going. That's awesome. You know, you are going to have to defend yourself. And it is going to be slow to grow. And you are probably going to have strategy of how to go about it and tell people and figure out how to do this. And yeah. But I think you know you can now. We'll get an oracle. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Wands. That's so crazy when that happens. The first card was 7 of Wands, and the last card is 7 of Wands. So I think that's important to acknowledge. Stay strong and defend yourself. Set your boundaries and keep them. Or be prepared to do that. And these little ones. This is a weird reading. It's kind of like, riddle me this the whole time. I still don't really know. It seems like it seems like you're going into your higher calling, whatever that is for you. But you just have to put in the work and stay diligent to get to your you know, stable home, coming together under one roof. I feel like it's like a community that you're joining. I do, like I said, like, or you're going away and you're becoming a monk or a nun or something. Might as well end it the same way. Who am I ready to forgive? I am not what happened to me. I am who I choose to become. Is it time to let go, forgive, and move onward? Is your soul ready to forgive someone else or yourself? Forgiveness brings sweet release, freedom, and insight. Look at it from their shoes. Notice how you grew and what you learned. Who do you want to become, and how is this resistance holding you from what your soul wants? Write a forgiveness letter. And then practice this prayer today while thinking of the person you are ready to forgive. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. You know, maybe that's why the whatever the situation was that caused you to set your boundaries, start planting your seeds, you know, getting your strategy, having the spark, maybe it's time for you to let go of that. And that's why Spirit's saying what you don't see coming is you having that feeling of confidence that maybe you don't right now, because of whatever it is that it's time to let go of. Right? You beat the devil just by being you. Remember that. You're the Empress, you're every queen, you're the High Priestess. You're doing it. Whatever you went through before now, doesn't matter. You're here, you're still here, you've gotten through every bad day. I know. Those days you wake up crying from the night before. Eyes are still wet, so you're probably crying in your sleep. I know. It seems like it'll never be over. But it is. Slowly but surely, putting up those boundaries, planting those seeds, making your strategy, collecting your stuff, getting your knowledge, thinking about, you know, what's your safe home to you and what that new life looks like. And realizing I'm already making that new life. What I say does matter. Alright guys, I hope you have a great night. I'm definitely doing a reading first thing in the morning, and then some other stuff. I'm going to do some household stuff, and then I have Monday off. I'm definitely going to do some more videos. Alright, like and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, and I'll see you on the next video. Good night.